Welcome to Disney 100 The Podcast, where we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company by charting through the timeline of 100 years of Disney. It's episode 7, and this time our troubles see us in 1983, so let's begin. Before we begin our look back into the decade, let's take a look at the feature films released during that time. Trenchcoat, March 11, 1983. Something Wicked This Way Comes, April 29, 1983. I've got a note. I've got a couple that I've got notes. So here's the first note. So for Something Wicked This Way Comes, co-production with the Bryant Company, last film as Walt Disney Productions. Never Cried Wolf, this October 7, 1983. I've got a note on that one. Co-production with Amarok Productions Limited, first film as Walt Disney Pictures. Return to Oz, June 21, 1985. A note on that one. Co-production with Silver Screen Partners II. First film to use the 1985 logo. The Black Cauldron, July 24, 1985. A note on that. Co-production with Walt Disney Productions and Silver Screen Partners II. The Journey of Natty Gunn, September 27, 1985. A note on that one. Co-production with Silver Screen Partners II. The One Magic Christmas, November 22, 1985. A note on that. Co-production with Silver Screen Pictures II and Telefilm Canada. The Great Mouse Detective, July 2, 1986. A note on that. Co-production with Walt Disney Feature Animation and Silver Screen Pictures II. Flight of the Navigator, August 1, 1986. A note on that. Co-production with Producers Sales Organisation and New Star Entertainment. Benji the Hunted, June 1987. Note on that. Co-production with Silver Screen Partners The Bird and Mulberry Square Productions. Return to Snowy River, April 15, 1988. Note on that is co-production with Silver Screen Partners III, Burroughs Film Group, and the Hoyts Group. Oliver and Company, November 18, 1988. That's a co-production with Walt Disney Feature Animation and Silver Screen Partners III. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, June 23, 1989. And Cheetah, August 8, 1989. Both share the same note. Those were both co-produced with Silver Screen Partners III. Little Mermaid, November 17, 1989. Note on that is co-production with Walt Disney Feature Animation and Silver Screen Pictures IV. Nominee of the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Still a few more to go. DuckTales, the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lab, August 3, 1990. And not on that. Co-production with Disney Movie Toons, first Disney Movie Toon film. The rest was Down Under, November 16, 1990. Note on that. Co-production with Walt Disney Feature Animation and Silver Screen Partners IV. White Fang, March 1, 1991. Note on that. It's a co-production with AB Smunex Film Industry. Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, May 24, 1991. Note on that. Co-production with Silver Screen Partners IV and Pegasus Entertainment. The Rocketeer, June 21, 1991. A note on that. Released under Walt Disney Pictures in North America and under Touchstone Pictures outside North America. It's a co-production with Silver Screen Partners IV and the Gordon Company. Beauty and the Beast, November 22, 1991. Note on that. Co-production with Walt Disney Feature Animation and Silver Screen Partners IV. Winner of the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. And nominee of the Academy Award for Best Picture. The next two films both share the same notes. They are Newsies, April the 10th, 1992, and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, July 17, 1992. They both share the same note of being co-production with Touchwood Pacific Partners. The Mighty Ducks, October 2, 1992. A note on that. Co-production with Touchwood Pacific Partners and Avenett Kerner Productions. Aladdin, November 25, 1992. A note on that. Co-production with Walt Disney Pictures Animation. Nominee of the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture Musical Comedy. The Muppet Christmas Carol, December 11, 1992. A note on that. Co-production with Jim Henderson Productions. And that's the last one. Whew. It's a bit longer than it has been the past episodes, but I think nearly all of them had some notes to mention. But those were all the features released in that decade. Now, on to our main feature of the show, where we will chart through the decade. So, let's begin. Tokyo Disneyland opened April 15, 1983, and was an immediate success in a country that had always loved anything Disney. Now that the Japanese had their own Disneyland, they flocked to it in increasing numbers. Movie making also was changing in America in the early 1980s. Audiences were diminishing for the family films that had been the mainstay of the company for many years, and Disney was not meeting the competition for films that attracted the huge teenage and adult market. To remedy that trend, Disney established a new label, Touchstone Pictures, with the release of Splash in 1984. At the same time, because of the widespread perception that Disney stock was undervalued relative to the company's assets, two corporate raiders attempted to take over Disney. The efforts to keep the company from being broken up ended when Michael Eisner and Frank Wells became chairman and president, respectively. The new management team immediately saw ways for Disney to maximize its assets. The company had left network television in 1983 to prepare for the launch of a cable network, the Disney Channel. While the pay TV service was successful, Eisner and Wells felt Disney should have a strong network presence as well. So in 1985, Disney's Touchstone division began the immensely successful Golden Girls, followed in 1986 by a return to Sunday night television with the Disney Sunday Movie, later The Magical World of Disney, and The Wonderful World of Disney. Films from the Disney Library were selected for the syndication market, and some of the classic animated films were released on videocassette. Using the sell-through technique, Disney classics soon reached the top of the all-time bestseller lists. The late 1980s brought new innovations to the parks. At Disneyland, new collaborations with filmmakers George Lucas and Francis Coppola brought Captain EO and Star Tours to the park, and Splash Mountain opened in 1989. Over at Walt Disney World in Florida, Disney's Grand Floridian Beach and Caribbean Beach Resorts opened in 1988, and 3 new gated attractions opened in 1989, the Disney MGM Studios theme park, Pleasure Island, and Typhoon Lagoon. More resort hotels opened in 1990 and 1991. Filmmaking hit new heights in 1988 as Disney, for the first time, led Hollywood studios in box office gross. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Good Morning Vietnam, 3 Men and a Baby, and later Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Dick Tracy, Pretty Woman, and Sister Act each passed the $100 million milestone. Disney moved into new areas by starting Hollywood Pictures and acquiring the Rifer Corp, owner of the Disneyland Hotel, and television station KHJ Los Angeles, which was renamed KCAL. In merchandising, Disney purchased Childcraft and opened numerous highly successful and profitable Disney stores. Disney animation began reaching even greater audiences, with The Little Mermaid being topped by Beauty and the Beast in 1991, which was in turn topped by Aladdin in 1992. Hollywood Records was born to offer a wide selection of recordings ranging from rap to movie soundtracks. New television shows such as Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, Emptiness, Dinosaurs, and Home Improvements expanded Disney's television base. For the first time in 1991, Disney moved to publishing, forming Hyperion Books for Children, and Disney Press, which released books on Disney and non-Disney subjects. Disney purchased Discover magazine, the leading consumer science monthly. Over in France, the park now known as Disneyland Paris opened on April 12, 1992. Eagerly anticipated, the beautifully designed park attracted almost 11 million visitors during its first year. Disneyland Paris is complemented by 6 uniquely designed resort hotels and a campground, Dixie Landings and Port Orleans, and the well-received Disney Vacation Club, enlarged lodging possibilities at the Walt Disney World Resort, while Mickey's Two Town and Indiana Jones Adventure helped increase attendance at Disneyland. Walt Disney World opened the All-Star Resorts, Wilderness Lodge, Twilight Zone, Terra Terra, Blizzard Beach, the Boardwalk Resort, Coronado Springs Resort, Disney Institute, Downtown Disney, Westside, and redesigned Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom. Before we go, let's remind you of some of the important dates from that decade. So we start with April 15, 1983, Tokyo Disneyland opens. April 18, 1983, the Disney Channel begins broadcasting. May 25, 1983, New Fantasyland opens at Disneyland. March 9, 1984, release of the first Touchstone film, Splash. June 9, 1984, Donald Duck celebrates his 50th birthday. September 23, 1984, Michael Eisner and Frank Wells become chairman and president of Walt Disney Productions. September 14, 1985, first Saturday morning animated TV shows air. Golden Girls debuts. February 2, 1986, the Disney Sunday Movie debuts on television. February 6, 1986, Walt Disney Productions name changes to the Walt Disney Company. March 25, 1986, the 500 millionth guest to a Disney park is welcomed. September 4, 1986, airing of syndicated Disney features and TV shows begins. January 9, 1987, Star Tours, built in collaboration with George Lucas, opens at Disneyland. February 11, 1987, I'm getting tongue-tied. February 11, 1987, the Walt Disney Company reincorporated in Delaware. March 24, 1987, Euro Disneyland agreement signed in France. March 28, 1987, first Disney store opens in Glendale Gardens. May 5, 1987, first Disney dollars sold at Disneyland. Was it actually legal tender? Or was it like Monopoly money? I need to look that up. September 21, 1987, DuckTales released in syndication. January 21, 1988, the Raffer Corp, including the Disneyland Hotel, is acquired. February 2, 1988, first filming done at the Disney MGM Studios theme park. May 26, 1988, Childcraft is acquired. June 21, 1988, Who Framed Roger Rabbit released. June 24, 1988, Grand Floridian Beach Resort located at Walt Disney World. October 1, 1988, Caribbean Beach Resort opens at Walt Disney World. October 16, 1988, first Disney Soviet Film Festival opens. December 2, 1988, TV station KHJ is acquired. February 1, 1989, Hollywood Pictures begins operations. May 1, 1989, the opening of Disney MGM Studios theme park and also Pleasure Island. June 1, 1989, opening of Typhoon Lagoon. July 17, 1989, Splash Mountain opens at Disneyland. September 1, 1989, Disneyland welcomes 300 millionth guest. December 1, 1989, KHJ-TV changes its call letters to KCAL-TV. January 1, 1990, Hollywood Records begins operations. July 18, 1990, release of Hollywood Pictures' first film, Arachnophobia. August 26, 1990, Disneyland begins a 5-year sponsorship of the Pigskin Classic football game at Anaheim Stadium. September 10, 1990, premiere of the Disney Afternoon syndicated TV programming. November 1990, Yacht and Beach Club Resorts open at Walt Disney World. May 6, 1991, the Walt Disney Company joins the Dow Jones Industrial Average. May 29, 1991, the 100 millionth guest welcome at Tokyo Disneyland. September 26, 1991, Hyperion Books published its first book. April 12, 1992, important date. Euro Disney at the time, as it was known at the time, opens, which of course later becomes known as Disneyland Paris. October 10, 1992, approval of the Mighty Ducks hockey franchise by the actual Board of Governors. I think that's not long after the film came out, or was it out, I believe. Yeah, the film came out October the 2nd, so that's what? 8 days after the film was released. And lastly, December 31, 1992, stopped operating the Queen Mary in Long Beach. And so for now, my dear friends, we must depart. But do join us next time, where we continue our travels across the 100 years of the Walt Disney Company. See you real soon.